much for staying with us this evening. We begin the broadcast by telling you about how no festive for Indian markets ahead of Dasara. Sensex has ended the day after losing over 800 points, a 1.26% drop in its opening. Nifty also fell by over 250 points. So that's the big development. But my colleague Anisha breaks this down for us.
Well, a very sharp cut is what we saw in the Indian markets, and to put it in context for you, this is the biggest single day fall that we have seen in the last 7 months. So that's the kind of extent of the sharp sell-off that we're talking about. In fact, on an intraday basis, there was a move of almost 300 points on the Nifty. The broader markets, which is the mid-cap and the small-cap index, they were doing okay till a couple of weeks ago. In fact, they were outperforming by a huge margin. They also reversed the course today. So if you look at the mid-cap index, that also saw a sharp slide. An important mark of around 100-day moving average has been broken as far as the mid-cap index goes, even 50-day moving average, and this is the first time it's gone below the 50-day moving average in over 6 months. Nifty slipped below the mark of 19,300, the first time in 5 months that we have seen the Nifty going below the mark of 100-day moving average. 48 out of the Nifty 50 stocks were actually in the red today. LTI Mindtree was down 4%. Adani Enterprises was seeing quite a bit of cut. The small cap index, that one was down as much as 3%. Remember, just last week we were talking about how small cap index was close to record highs. Now it seems that a crack is in place and we have seen a cut of almost 3%. PSU banking index, that continued to decline for second session. Of course, at the Nifty level, it was the 4th consecutive day of decline that we had already seen. Metals, they were also coming under pressure, 4th session of decline, and in fact the global facing sectors, which is metals as well as IT, both of these were coming under pressure. All the sectors were actually in the red today. What managed to hold out mildly was actually pharma and some of the auto names, because barring that, a lot of names were actually bleeding, and blue chip names at that. So even a Reliance was down in the trading session, a TCS, Infosys, they were all taking it on the chin. So not a great day if you were a bull, but let's see what happens. All of this is of course on account of the global move that we have seen. The US 10-year yield has spiked beyond the level of 5%. That has triggered a lot of algo trading perhaps in US as well, because the Dow futures were also suggesting a sharp cut. The US markets are, I beg your pardon, the European markets are already at the year lows. So sharp cuts, risk of rally. Gold is almost at that $2,000 per ounce mark. We have seen crude also take quite a bit of move. So very volatile across the globe. So we are not alone, but yes, a very sharp sell-off is what we saw today.